are held January through June, which December is the registration month for the January classes that go through till June. Pave your road to success by utilizing careers and skills that last a lifetime. We've had a lot of success and students calling us back, letting us know, I got a job in certain areas. That's our main goal, to help you succeed in whatever goal that you set. Anything, questions, anything that I haven't covered that you may have a question? Yes, ma'am.
Unit secretary, for example, I was unit secretary at Chippenham Hospital for 10 years. Is that, do you have to be in Petersburg for the unit secretary position?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
As long as when you finish the course, you'll receive a certificate, and you can use that same certificate anywhere that you want to go, that may have a job opening, and you present that certificate anywhere.
Is it just for adults in Petersburg, or anyone can come to register?
Just for adults. This is our adult education program, so it normally starts between 18 years and older.
But they don't have to necessarily live in Petersburg?
No, ma'am. We have people from Prince George, Hopewell, Chesterfield, Sussex County. Any more questions? Concerns? And we also have a section in our catalog where you can call me if you would like to see a class that you haven't seen here often. I have some literature on the table here, these catalogs. I also have some literature concerning our practice of nursing program. I have my business card and Ms. Bonnie's business card as well. I'll be here all night if you have any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And for those who have a Facebook account, a Twitter account, if you can, pick up one of the pamphlets, take a picture, because I know many of y'all have those accounts. Take a picture, put it out there, and let the people know what we have to offer here at Petersburg. I know the city, I think, is starting a new television, a channel. Yeah, so we may want to share that with Ms. Vines, that would be a great idea to put our information out there also to let citizens know about that.
Okay, John.
I had no idea they had these classes at night. I'm a supervisor at Southside at Crater District on Aging.
Yes,
Can I take some of those?
Yes,
because we have young people coming in as well to the business, so I like to take some of those and put them in the front. Okay.
The adult education program has been in Petersburg for over 40 years.
I think they have them anymore. I know they used to.
Yes, ma'am.
Question?
Do you mind saying that again? About that program, how long has it been here?
The Petersburg City Public Schools Adult and Continuing Program has been in Petersburg school system for over 40 years.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Green. We really appreciate it. Okay, any questions? I want to let Mr. Perrin come up, but if you have any questions for me, just let me know. If you can think of anything that you need to ask me, please ask me those questions, and I will answer them for you to the best of my ability. I should be able to answer. Mr. Perrin, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you. Next up, I think this has been the busiest office in Petersburg, the last one or so, which is Public Works. So I know it's been many sleepless days, but the phone is still ringing. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Steve here of Public Works. Thank you. All right.
Thanks, Mayor. A lot of you, there's a lot of familiar faces in front of me here, so a lot of what I'm about ready to say, when I talk about Public Works, a lot of you probably already heard it. But Public Works, our main function, if you look about it, is to do a lot. We maintain all the city infrastructure. And I always tell people there are 5 things that we as an organization must do to earn your credibility, to make sure you understand exactly what our core service is. And I always tell people, if we can't do the 5 basic, we have failed. And how can we ever ask for more dollars when it comes to utility fees or more increase the water bill rates? And I know I'm going to talk about the water billing issue. The 5 things that we focus on that I think every public work agency needs to focus on. There's what I call the kitchen conversation. must be able to fix potholes in a timely fashion. That's no brainer. We must be able to pick up your trash every week as you expect. We must be able to maintain the beautification of a roadway to make sure we're cutting grass, mowing grass.
How you doing?
We must be able to address drainage. And then the fifth thing is we must be able to provide safe drinking water. I think a lot of times when people say, well, what do you worry? What's your worries? You know, and there's a lot of things. We get phone calls, we get site plans, we get development, we get permits. But one of the areas that I've always worried about in Petersburg is safe, clean drinking water. And I don't know if you know, a lot of times when we flip on the switch, we take it for granted Dominion Power is going to have electric there. And so the next time you turn on your spigot or your faucet and you drink water, there's a group of people making sure that water is clean and safe. It's a huge responsibility. And it's a responsibility that we take seriously. And I first want to tell everyone with the utility billing incident that we had, we messed up. We failed it. We know that, we realize that. We know a lot of you received bills that were too high, and we're doing everything we can address it. And I won't be able to drill down to every little detailed question if you have a certain billing issue. But I do expect you to call 733-2350, and you tell them that you were at a meeting with Stephen Hicks, and that he says he's going to sit down and address it. The new bills that are going to be going out this February, I guarantee you they're going to be correct. And if there's a bill that you're finding out that's just too out there is probably a glitch. And let me just tell you what happened where we built. And it has nothing to do with the water meter. The water meters provide a 98.9% accuracy. It's a new water meter that we replaced. The average meter was 25 years old. The average pipe in the city is 8 years old. And so one of our goals is we had to replace the water meters so we can be able to detect water leakage. The water meters are working fine. That was not the problem. The problem was when we installed the water meters, until they were all in the system and they all worked together, we gave an average billing rate. And of the 4,500 customers, there's a total of 13,000, but there was 4,500 customers. They're a company in Tennessee, and we're not pointing fingers. We're trying to resolve it first, and then we'll go back and figure out how we need to make sure it doesn't happen again. There is a system error, computer error, where they programmed 0 as in your use capacity. So for 2 to 3 months, a lot of citizens weren't getting any water at all, or charged for water. They were getting charged what they call the basic capacity fee. And that's that fee just to be able to have that meter. No different from Dominion Power. If you didn't flip on the switch in your house, there's a flat fee no matter what. And I know because I have rental property. All right, I don't have any electric bill, no one's running it, but I still get a $26 note from Dominion Power. Plus, you still got charged for your trash service and stormwater utility fee that council had no choice to pass because that was a federal and state mandate. It's called unfunded state mandate. So, what are we doing? When the bills came out in January, we had to do what they call correction. It's common, Columbia Gas does it, Dominion Power does it, especially if you're on a budget program with Dominion and Columbia Gas. But the problem with our correction was we were charging people averages that didn't average out right. So we're going back to your past 12 months when we meet with you, and we're doing it right now. And we're going to try to figure out what your average bill is. We're going to make sure that we get it right. And we're going to assure that the payments that we provide you is going to be spread out so you won't feel the pinch. All right? The next bills, it's not going to happen. And so, obviously, unfortunately, when an event happens like this, the city manager, myself, and everybody else, we hold people accountable for it. And we've taken the appropriate personnel actions. All right? And all I can say, and I share this because we're always looking, we are looking for a new general manager for public utilities. All right? I think we all recognize that we need to have individuals to make sure we keep the eye on the ball. So, when it comes to utility buildings, one of my major roles today and moving forward is to earn your credibility back. We have the latest and greatest technology. Is it the best one? No. You know, would I like to be driving a Cadillac? No, I got to drive a Toyota. But it's right in the area where we feel that it's going to provide the accuracy we need to provide the service you need to be able to get an average reading. Second thing we're doing is you'll be getting a monthly bill. Now it's going to be rolled out late spring, but I will have to admit, when I get my water bill, I live in Petersburg, it's kind of going back. It's in days. So your new water bill is going to look no different from Columbia Gas or Dominion Power. It's going to show you your usage from last year. It's going to be very easy to read. It's going to tell you your balance and everything. And if you have questions, you'll be able to resolve a lot easier. Because a lot of times people call and they don't know what they used in the past. They don't know how they came up with the average. And this is going to be spelled out really easy. So as our role, we got to take care of the 5 things. And any of the 5 basic, what I call kitchen conversations where we fell, and there's a pothole that's been out there 48 hours or longer, if there's grass continues to grow, then it makes us all like we don't know what we're doing. So that's my opportunity to share with you from public works and utilities perspective. I will tell you we're doing everything we can to gain the credibility, but I do think that we've taken appropriate actions where I can ensure you all this isn't going to happen again. So I'm going to open up the questions and go from there.
I'm one person in the house, and I usually use only 3 cubic feet of water every 2 months. Question is, am I going to be billed monthly for cubic 1.5, or am I going to do 3? If it's another 3, we're being overcharged.
No. If you've been charging every 2 months 3, it'll be 1.5.
Okay.
Yes,
So
that's what it is. And your trash bill will be $14 instead of $28.
Thank you.
And a lot of people say, why are we doing monthly? When we started this program, we went out to a lot of board meetings. I know Kim was with you on a few. And we reached out, and you'd be surprised how many people requested a monthly bill. Because what happened when they would get the bills every 2 months, some who are fixed income kind of sometimes forgot about their water bill. And so when their water bill came in for that month, because it's every 2 months, it was a sticker shock bill. So to prevent the sticker shock, we're now doing monthly, just like Dominion, Columbia, and everything else, so you can schedule accordingly. Any other questions?
There are a lot of people, like when you were at the neighborhood association, our meeting.
Yes.
And there are some people that come into Crater because their water has been turned off for non-payment. And they were saying that they didn't realize or they have forgot to pay their water bill. Is there any way that seniors can be, to let them know that they haven't paid their bill? Or there's some kind of way that, because a lot of times, a lot of them come to Crater trying to get payment for their water bills and everything. And I was just wondering, is there some kind of way that they can warn or let citizens know or that their water is going to be shut off for non-payment?
Before we turn off any water, and to answer your question, yes, but this is what we've changed. And I know that practice was going on. And in the past 12 months, if that's happened, I want to know the specifics. But by the time we turn anyone's water off, they'll get 3 months notice. So if you're late in February, you'll get a notice in March, you'll get a notice in April, and you'll get a notice in May when we're going to turn your water off. But before we even turn water off now, we're to go knock on your door and just say, hey, we have to turn off the water. We don't want to do it at 5 o'clock on a Friday when you're expecting all your family members to come home. Well, this is what we'll do. You need to go down there Monday at least and come up with a payment plan. We have no choice. And the reason, unfortunately, one of the toughest part about my job is I have to be consistent. Because there are really those individuals who really can't pay for their water bill. And then there are some that I found that, they're habitual. They just seem to continue to request that. And it's not fair to all the others who have to pay the bill, because if we don't collect we have a delinquent account of about $2 million a year. What that means is people aren't paying their water, but we're trying to work with them. But we still have to pay that max water authority, which is about $4 million if we have to purchase water. So always remember, if we give this person a break on their water bill, then all your other neighbors are paying the difference.
Well, say for, like you said, you may knock on the door. Well, if no one is there, do you all leave something on the
Yes,
doorknob or
we leave a
anything?
doorknob. I really, I mean, I'm asking you, if that's happened, if you're aware of the past 4 months, do let me know. But that practice has stopped.
Because we had one lady that came into the office and,
Recently.
not recently, let's say about a month ago.
Well, that's
And
recent.
she paid the water bill, but now there's a charge to turn the water on because that person wasn't home or something, or some water was left on or something. And, okay.
Well, I will tell you, when we turn off the water, just like any other utility company, and see, we are in the business of generating revenue to cover our expense for operations. All right? And so when we do have to make a trip, and we've made a couple of trips to individuals' homes, every time we turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, that's extra money and gas that we spend. So there is what we call a fee for turning your water back on.
That's what she was saying, so
So,
she came to pray to see if she can get
but if it's
money to
her
get it
first
paid.
time, we have, we don't outsmart common sense. We can work with her on that. But we do have individuals that it's just reoccurring.
Doesn't happen,
Yeah.
that give up. Okay, because, see, what I can do, like, this person came in
Yeah,
the
you
first
have her
time,
call me. If that's her first time,
we'll give you a call.
yeah,
Will you?
yes.
Okay.
All right.
Steve, tell me about trash pickup, because one of the calls I'm getting is the trash pickup is off because of the snow and everything. Do you know when CFS
Yeah.
is going on?
Well, CFS, just not in this locality at all, as waste management doesn't, it's not necessarily CFS, but yes, we're behind on trash collection. There are certain roads and certain alleys that they said they're having a hard time getting back, but they reinsure us by this week, it'll all be caught up. So it is unfortunate. And there's not anything we can really do. The reason we haven't done it is it's too much of a risk with the vehicles there sliding into other trucks and stuff. Yeah.
This is something that you just mentioned, going back for a few minutes, and this did happen just before you came here. The agency I worked for one time, we did have a client, and we had to let the water department know that the client was handicapped. And if there was a way they could set up with our agency to contact it, to let us know, so that, when that person was behind, so that we can inform their family. And I guess this goes back to one or two things, just like when Ms. Smith asked the question about is there a way that if seniors fall behind, that there's something you can let them know. But also, it comes down to this as well. And this was before I wasn't as nice as I was then. A lot of people, especially our seniors, when they call down to that main switchboard and they're trying to talk to someone, they get the nastiest and rudest of people that are there. Now, that same client, I did that, and like I said, I wasn't as nice then as I am now. And I'll be quiet now, John. Thank you. But that, and see, we keep getting these assurances because it's not only just water bill in office. At that time, and still to some, when Mr. Johnson got here, his secretary, very nasty. She had to be put in her place. And a few departments you call, and those people get kind of.
Well, let me.
So what's being done
I'll
to
tell you
address
that. I'm surprised about Mr. Johnson's secretary, first of all. I have most respect for her. But let me just tell you the situation. When's the last time been in utility building?
This is February? Early January.
Early January. Are the same people there?
As far as I know, they're not.
All right. There you go. All right. So, we're making sure we have the right people that are going to be respectful, courtesy, and do the right thing. So if you find an individual that's being disrespectful,